Okay, we're live. Only 11 minutes short late today. I mean, that's just improvement. But welcome back to Everything Is, ladies and gentlemen.
Rather than more than 11 minutes on this motherfucker.
Huh?
I say, yeah, rather than an hour and 11 minutes around this
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, man. A lot of them, we're getting there. So yeah, welcome to Everything Is. So today, guys, we got a jam-packed show for you today. A little heavy on the topics today, so it's not gonna be, you know, a whole lot of sweet talking, or laughs and jokes. I mean, I'm sure Chris will have something throughout the show for you, but
Yeah,
these
it
are
depends on
heavy.
where we start and where we
Yeah,
finish, because that's where the
exactly,
jokes come in at.
for sure. But yeah, we got to tap into what's going on in the updates on the Nolan Wells case. Also, we got to talk about a very underreported story that's going on in Ecuador that I think that's worth talking about because it relates to this Trump administration. So essentially, um, tonight everything is suspect. There's a prosecutor down in Ecuador who was essentially investigating U.S. military drone strikes on civilian fishing boats. So these are just Ecuador civilian fishing boats. People were just going out for a fishing day. These men were kidnapped. They were blindfolded. They were starved for 8 days by men in American military uniforms, and they were abandoned in El Salvador. Now, this prosecutor, she was assigned a police protection detail. So she was had police officers around her at all times. But when this happened, as of yesterday, a hitman on a motorcycle came out of nowhere, and unfortunately, she has been killed outside of a cafe on June 14th. So that's as sorry, that was not yesterday. That was last month. Excuse me. Now, this hasn't been reported since last month because, it's very much been hidden and buried under all the crazy chaos that's been going on lately. But the protection detail that she was supposed to have was nowhere to be found. And on 18th, now and obviously, if you haven't been under a rock, you know about the Noah Wells case. So on July 4th, on a boating trip, young black man with his buddies in Mississippi went out and he did not come home. Now the independent autopsy came back and they could not rule out foul play. So portions of his throat were missing when the examiner reviewed the body a second time, and a voice in the background of what now has been released as the audio of the gentleman on the boat reaching out to Coast Guard. Audio kind of on the distress call, you can hear in the background someone saying, "Is he dead?" So it seems like they had uh, some level of understanding of that he might have been um, harmed, or at least almost, if not complete, killed on that boat. So prayers to him and his family. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive into some of the details surrounding that case today.
So, again, as she said, tough topics to kind of fit in some laughter. These two stories, unfortunately, are two investigations. And in both of them, someone with authority had to find out what happened. They're either missing or they're compromised or they're telling you there's nothing to see before evidence is even in, which I think was very telling in the Noah Wells um, conversation. So tonight, that's the problem that we're going to address today. Um, why, we're asking just off the whim, who benefits from the questions not being answered,
Exactly.
right? You know what I mean? Like, we're asking who benefits from these questions not being answered, not being asked, because we're asking these questions, but who benefits with these questions not being answered? So, we're reading everything that has been documented out loud so you can decide for yourself. Now, this ain't receipt room, right? This is not conspiracy corner. This is just a regular ass Tuesday. But again, the information that we want to bring towards you want to be correct, want to be accurate, and we want to maintain our credibility. So please bear with us. And if y'all know anything or want to correct anything, put it in the comment, and let's be respectful again with the two topics that we're speaking about.
Yes, please, please keep it respectful at the comment section for sure. But yeah, man, we're here. Everything is we're here Monday through Friday, 9:30 Eastern, on YouTube and Twitch. So definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the follows, drop a like, and like you said, comment. And if you really like us and you really like to keep updating on our content, hit the bell icon so you can keep updated to our daily content.
We are the culture. We are the zeitgeist.
All right,
You
yeah,
know,
stick around. Because tonight we got receipts on both stories. Prosecutor who was killed investigating American war crimes in Ecuador, and the 18-year-old in Mississippi whose body came up back missing with missing tissue, and whose friends left the island with his phone and a lawyer.
everything is suspect.
Let's talk about it.
Unfortunately, let's get into it, man.
All right. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Some heavy topics, but topics that are definitely necessary to discuss as in the world today, because as we gear up to watch Spider-Man and we gear up for training camp and the NFL season, we don't want to lose the fact that there's real things happening in this country. So here on Everything Else, we talk about everything that matters. I'm your host, Chidi Bang, and my tag team partner, Kristen Mosai, joint roller Ayatollah himself, and we're here to bring to you the conversation. Hit the subscribe button. Chris, how you feeling tonight?
We this topic is kind of heavy handed, especially Nolan Wells. I mean, the more information you find out, the more it kind of like and again, we've had this conversation earlier in this podcast, and the question to what is it, millennials or Gen Z or whatever it is, I don't know what our thing is, but what radicalized you, right? What radicalized you? Again, people from who served in the military, that's probably Rich age, Ron's age, when they enlisted in 9/11, not outside of 9/11, when they enlisted, that was their radicalization. For most people outside of that, it probably was Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, Eric Gardner, right?
Names on this shirt.
It was during that time where police brutality, was something that we're just like, hey man, can you not have the willingness or the eagerness to harm, to kill us as you are served to protect? So that was our radicalization. Now we're in this whole overt racism stage, right? Where people are taking back their country, where that's what you get, boy. That's what you get. That if you come out there with us on that water, we're gonna throw it. Like we in those times where now you gotta side eye your white friends. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. We gotta go by twos, nigga. Hey man, I'm going with Paul, Jimmy, and John by yourself. All right, let me clear my books on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those where
Uh,
when we grow up and we have these aspirations for our children, for our nephews, for our nieces, you're like, hey man, see past color, man. You got some white friends, go, man. Shit, you don't need to be around them niggas all the time anyway. Like, we'll make those. We're pushing our children to desegregate themselves. Go break outside your normality. Break outside of who you see every day and expand. Get you a Hispanic friend, get you an Asian friend, get you a white friend. Go hang out with them. And we're getting back to like, I don't know, man. You might need to stay back from that side of town. Like you may need to stay back from going on a fishing trip, a boating trip, hunting, camping. Like those are things that you would want to kind of experience with your boys, but without no supervision, without no adult supervision. But you 18, so you ain't got no chaperone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's difficult. It's so yeah, man. I'm in a tough spot. Because
yeah,
it's just
as
you you
you,
you you don't want to mourn. You don't want to mourn, but this mom, this dad is mourning. The mom is getting harassed because she's not back at work yet. You like? Have you heard that story that
Nah, I
they're
haven't heard
putting
that.
bad Yelp reviews on her on her business or whatever the case may be because she's not able to come back and do her job because she has to investigate her. She can't leave it in the arms of the people that we're supposed. She's not supposed to. She's supposed to be able to take bereavement, grieve, and wait for information to come back to her. No, she has to take bereavement, grieve, and then put on a goddamn detective coat. Got to order an Amazon detective badge and go out there and do shit on her own. And that is what is frustrating to me. That is what's hurtful to me, man.
Yeah. Um, it's very hurtful because like you mentioned on this podcast, as of today, there's still sundown towns, right? You've mentioned this quite a few times on this podcast,
Still,
where you can't be out at night if you are a person of color, or else you are liable to be assaulted, shot, killed, hung, whatever. Um, I think about 66% or 67% of America is white Americans, and as you get more into the Middle East, not Middle East, Midwest side of America, there is a lot of barren land. There's communities that have under 2,000 people in the entire town. To get to the city is hours away. Um, and then we're talking about Mississippi, the same state where Emmett Till was framed for whistling at a white woman and brutally assaulted and murdered by white men, right? Um, I just, if you have a soul, if you have a spirit, if you have a goodness in your heart at all, to harass any woman who lost their son, you have got like to under you got to be evil to even think that, to even do that. A woman who lost her son, a woman who's not back at work because she's trying to has to investigate, you know. And when we talk about these situations, and I'm not here to make this a race thing per se, but it's hard not to when you make it a disparity between how white young men are treated when it comes to crime in America and how black young men are treated when it comes to crime in America. And when there's suspicion surrounding a certain circumstances on where your biases lean. To any white viewers that we may have or not, you will never know what it's like to be a black person in America. That's just a reality. I don't care if you're tired of hearing that. I don't care if you don't understand that. I don't care if you are saying that everything is about race, everything's not about race. Listen, we have to call a spade a spade. You will never know what it's like to be a black person in America. And and with that being said, you will never know what it's like to see young black men and women killed with no explanation on a regular basis, with no investigation, with no outcry for answers. You know, when a young white girl goes missing, the whole country is on alert. When a young black girl goes missing, you never hear about it. It's almost as if you would think it doesn't happen when it happens way more often than probably any other race in America. Young black women going missing, but it's not a national story. This Nolan Wells case is only a national story because black people are investigating this on their own and not taking the answers given by the state of Mississippi off of immediately saying that there's no foul play and not having an investigation. To this day, those young men and women that were on that boat have not been taken into custody and interrogated. There's a problem with that. With this much with this much cloudiness and grayness surrounding the death of a young man, you would hope that your justice system did the due diligence to make sure that there was no foul play, to make sure that the families have peace and have the answers necessary to put their son to rest and be at rest as to what happened without having to question who was at who's to blame for what happened that day. But no, we're here where we have to sit here and make this a political thing. We got to sit there and make this a hey, black versus white thing. I appreciate the white people out there who are seeing this and saying, yeah, this is not right. Shout out to Miss Rachel. She's getting killed because she said if this was a young white man, uh, you know, they would have been investigating this differently, a whole very differently, and she's getting killed on Twitter for that. I know she's very vocal with her stances on things. People say, can't you just shut up and just sing children's
No,
songs?
no, no, bitch. No, she can't, nigga. And if
Hmm.
you got a problem with it, then why don't you put yourself on YouTube and sing ABCs, fuck boy? No.
Yeah,
You need somebody like Miss Rachel if you trust her enough to teach your kids ABCs, then trust her enough to let your kid know right from wrong, and that somebody needs to explain or atone for the sins of a potential murder of a boy who
yeah.
was innocent. Now, there's a lot of speculation going on right now. There's a lot of, I won't say loose ends, but they're very much tied together ends, right? Where one of the kids'
It's getting
moms were.
more and more. It's getting more and more cloudy. To me, it's getting more and more
No, it's getting
like
more
something happened.
clear.
To me,
No, it's getting more clear.
to
Yeah,
me,
it's
to
a little more
me,
clear.
it's making more sense that I think something happened. But the thing about it, things are making no less sense to me because it's not connected to what was said previously. But maybe that's because maybe it is more clear to your point. Maybe that is making it more clear. Um, let's take you guys to TMZ to get an update on the emergency audio call that was released recently regarding Nolan Wells on that night. The call made um, to the Coast Guard.
Were Nolan Wells' friends talking about him and talking about him possibly being dead while they were on their way back to the mainland from Horn Island? This is all because of some audio that we got from officials down in Mississippi. This audio is a call that's being made from the boat that Nolan's friends were on. So after they're on Horn Island, on July 4th. At the end of the day, about 4:30, they decide they're heading back to the mainland, and the owner of that boat, or the grandson of the owner, who's driving the boat, realizes that they are taking on water. Their bilge pump isn't working, so he places a call to a tow company called Sea Tow. And while he's on that call, there is a lot of commotion going on. And what people think is that in the background of that call, you can hear someone say, "Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God." It's really hard to make out. This is what it sounds like.
CETO Assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you? All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir?
No, we do not need that.
All right.
Oh, shut the fuck up. No, we do not need that.
Now, there are other parts of the audio where people think they hear the words "check his chest" or "wake up." One thing you can definitely hear clearly is the guy who's calling the tow company says, "Shut the bleep up." Now, he could have been yelling to some people. He does tell the dispatcher that there are about 7 people on board, all of them under the age of 20, under 21, he says. Now, here's what doesn't make sense. If they really were, and again, that audio is very difficult to make out. I mean, you can definitely hear, "Oh my God." The Nolan and Izzy dead part is up to interpretation. What doesn't make sense is why would they, if if there had been foul play and something happened to Nolan or someone did something to Nolan on that boat, why would they be talking about it loudly while he's on the phone to a tow company? just doesn't add up. People we've spoken to in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, say that that whole conversation here in the background is just chaos as these young, as I say kids, but these young men were trying to get back to the shore and the boat's taking on water. They're all trying to figure out what to do. Are they going to have to get off the boat? That's what all that chaos is, what we're told by people connected to the kids who are on that boat. The other thing is, this is after 4:30. Um, we have been told that there is evidence that, or the police have testimony from people that Nolan was still on the island after 4:30. That would track with what Warren has been saying, that when they left at 4:30, they had a heated conversation with Nolan saying, get on the boat, and he said, I'm not going, I'm going to get a ride back with someone else. So it would make sense that Nolan would still be on Horn Island after 4:30, which means that this whole audio, while they're on the boat after 4:30, they've left Horn Island, they wouldn't be referring to Nolan. It just seems like people are hearing something that isn't actually there.
So that's what TMZ is reporting at the moment. I've heard audio too, but from different sources where it does sound like they said, "Is he?" It sounds like they say, "Is he dead?" No one wake up. Those things were it sounds like that what it said, but then again, I don't know what to I don't know if I have the raw audio or any doctored audio from the videos that I've seen, but it's definitely questionable. What also is questionable is this is the reason, like the fact that they even wanted to close the case immediately is questionable to begin with. The reason why we're going through all this right now is because they didn't do a proper investigation to begin with. You know, when we're looking at this stuff, you got to understand. So, so one of the friend's mother, right? When you put all together, this is in Mississippi, right? One black kid surrounded by white kids. One of the kids' mothers is a chancery court judge in Jackson County. This is the exact county where the investigation is being conducted. So Ashley Colson serves as the judge for the 16th Chancery Court District covering Jackson County, right? She is immediately deactivated on social media after this breaks media. And when the story broke, she denied her son immediately using her son any involvement in this. And she said, that they love Nolan. But she deactivated her social media immediately once this happened. Now, like, I don't want to say that's crazy suspicious, but it does seem like if there was going to be a cover up, all the dominoes are in place to do that, being that she has the relationships too. And there was a lot of people on that boat that I think that need to be talked to, investigated. And at some point, there has to be conflicting stories, right? And if there is conflicting stories, then we get to find out what happened for real. Now, on the second autopsy, they're saying that Dr. Mitchell found discoloration on the back of Nolan's head. This would be representative of somebody maybe holding his head or hitting his head, maybe a bruise. So that also is something that makes it seem like you can't rule out foul play. I just hope that this is not going to end up being some kind of cold case, where, oh yeah, we all and then years later down the line we're like, yeah, somebody confesses, when you can do the work right now to find out who, give this family some level of justice and peace surrounding the death of their son, who had his whole life ahead of him. So and there's many more data points that I can bring up here that just make this whole thing suspicious. So even with the TMZ report, like, I guess they had talked to some people and saying just fodder in the background. They're just loud, people on the boat. I don't know about that. I don't know. So I just hope that people are giving up. I don't want things to get muddled and us make a story out of nothing. That's, but at the same time, I don't want to discount all the suspicious natures of this case. I have about like 16 different things that are suspicious. Um, so yeah,
I mean, the whole thing is just, I mean, you saying that you don't. That's the whole reason why we're talking about it, right? We're talking about it because that that's the biggest thing. You just said it. A judge of the county where the incident took place, she got a lot of pull. We talking about with a lot of public defenders, a lot of police officers, a lot of other judges. You know what I'm saying? Also, what has been implemented in this new information is that there was this unknown female initially that has later been identified as Katie McCormick. And Katie McCormick was seen with Nolan Wells. And the reason why this is significant is because Katie McCormick was, I think, was reported as one of the exits of one of the guys that were there. Um, his name was, or is, because he's still with us. Bart Joseph Edmiston Edmiston Jr. He was a former high school football teammate of Nolan Wells, and right now he's currently uh, um, preseason All Mountain West team at Wyoming. So right now he's playing for Wyoming football as a punter, and his father, Bart Edmiston Sr., was all SEC at Florida in the 90s. So like, there's a lot of lineage, a lot of power, a lot of stroke coming from these particular set of friends. Again, these were friends that you would love to make friends with. Hey, that boy, Mama Judge, cuz, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that boy got ends to football. Like for me, I um I don't take for, and also I sent you something else, bro, and the Discord. I sent you the YouTube video, and I also sent you the as they stated in that video that we watched for CMZ. They called a towing company, right? Um, if I'm reading this correctly, if I'm reading this correctly, this guy Bart on July 8th, Evanston signed a waiver. According to leaked investigation documents, Edmiston boat tracking data allegedly shows him returning to Horns Island. So if we're having a conversation that they were having boat trouble and they called, so the investigators are reviewing phone records and text messages that show Edmiston and another individual from the boat, Warren Wyatt, discussing Wells' status before the rest of the group claimed they realized Wells was missing. So again, he's becoming very intricate in this investigation right now. And so from what I'm seeing is that uh Bart is on this. He's on this Marine Patrol, this MDMR Marine Patrol official sworn police report. He is on there as the number one involved entity of this situation.
okay.
And with that being said, that comes into question now. Did they have a cover up already in place for the boat having issues? Like, what was the boat really down? And they
This is a
called one of their
mess, man.
friends that they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, if something really go down and you call somebody that you know, that's not something abnormal. But
That's why that's
but
why I feel like this is the more I find out personally, me, the more I'm confused because I don't want to say I know what happened before I say do I until I could actually know. Like, is that call to the Coast Guard? evidence? Can I take that for face value? Are people hearing what they want to hear out of this because they want an answer? Um, I don't know. I know it's suspicious that these kids end up doing an interview with Officer Tatum out of everybody, not like CNN or Fox or, MSNBC. They go to Officer Tatum, the most conservative, softball interview they can find, that doesn't help me feel like, okay, you guys genuinely are looking for answers yourself. It
And
doesn't make me feel like
nobody showed up to the funeral. If
nobody showed up
mom
to the
says,
funeral.
if mom say, "Oh, we love Nolan. He was like a best friend to us,"
Yeah,
and again, all black people are not a monolith. What I'm telling you though, a mom want to know where the fuck you going, who gonna be there, and when you bring your ass back. So for what I'm saying is, mom may have heard of these guys before. I'm talking about Nolan Wells' mom. Mom may know of these guys, but for them to parade around and say that this is my best friend or oh my gosh, we're so devastated, then you need to be coming forthright and be like, all my phone records, all my phone evidence, show up to the funeral, cry, show some remorse. Nigga, one of y'all snitch? One like out of how many people there? Somebody got a phone. So who get the McDonald's meal? Like who's getting the Big Mac?
yeah.
Or are they in the situation where they airtight and they don't have to because they know they got a judge literally in their
They're
home?
they're getting protected for some because listen, they all lawyered up immediately, immediately,
Nigga, as soon as they touch back down, as soon as
immediately.
they touch back
So
down.
they don't need to be investigated because I mean they can't get interrogated because they asked for a lawyer, right? Typically. Now, is that admission of guilt? Not necessarily. If something catastrophic happens and you don't want the blame put on you, you might get a lawyer even if you're not, even if you're innocent. They all are now completely, like if you go to the alternative interviews, they're very, not much emotion involved in those answers. They're not much
Nobody was
feeling.
Ryan Clark.
Yeah, nobody shedding no tears.
Nobody was Ryan Clark on there.
No, it's a thing where they weren't moved. They weren't. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't want to say that they don't care at all. But from what I seen, it didn't seem like it was like this. It's like you were just talking about like your day yesterday, a regular day you had, and this is like your friend got murdered. So is that guilt? I can't say that it is. I can't just put that on them right now because these are young men who I don't know how they interpret this shit. But all I know is that something doesn't feel right to me, and they should be taken to us to trial at least as more evidence gets reached out. I think that we do need. I think they should release the first autopsy results, which I don't think has been released yet. That's crazy that we have. It's crazy that the first autopsy result had his throat and lung taken out, so the second autopsy they couldn't get a conclusive result on what was the cause of death. You guys have butchered this thing so bad for a family that needs answers, and that's the biggest crime here. That there's a family that needs answers, and the shit they have butchered it for them. They've almost made it so hard for them to get justice, even whether it was an accident or not. Just give them a clear answer of what the fuck happened, and they made it worse than it could be. His father says that no one can swim, so it's not like he just fell into the water and he can't swim. There's so many things here that doesn't add up. You know.
Yeah, they said it's a drowning, but my man can't. My man took swimming lessons. My man can swim. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so. Um,
Mhm. Who takes his phone? Like, why do the friends have his phone?
More often times than not, if I fall in the pool or in the water, nigga, my phone on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about you talking about an 18. You talking about an 18-year-old person that's attached to it on Snap, on Insta, on X, on Threads, on Blue Sky. wherever, nigga. Like you telling me that he drinking, he chilling with Kate. You think he left his phone just chilling somewhere? Maybe, I don't know. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? But for him to go overboard and they're like, oh shit, yo, let's try to save Nolan. No, we can't. We have to get back. We're drowning. What do we do with his phone? Just bring it with us, like type shit. Like like I'm just trying to bring all that in. Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it's crazy. What you got in the preview?
Video.
The case of Nolan Wells has now hit another level of discussion after leaked official audio of his friends, who some consider were not his friends, emergency call to a boat tow company will begin circulating online.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you all please come? We have a membership. Hey, shut the fuck up!
Now, what will shock listeners from the recorded audio was the
Damn it,
commotion taking
Bart.
place in the background as the boat's driver, identified as Wyatt Pyron, spoke with the operator of Sea Tow while allegedly struggling with the boat. As reported, along with others, we appear to hear the word dead be used, along with something that sounds like Nolan, followed by a cry out of "oh my god" by a female passenger. Then a male voice saying, "wake the F up" or "shut the F up," and lastly, someone yelling out, "damn it, Bart." Now, some have gone on to attempt to debunk a few of those claims being reported. So in this report, we will focus on the words that mainly everyone agrees to have heard, which is the woman yelling out, "oh my god" and "damn it, Bart." According to a recent interview by Warren Hudson, the self-proclaimed best friend of Nolan, and who was identified since the case's earliest reports, the leaked call would be made just as they were getting help to be towed by their friend Bart Edmiston, which means that "damn it, Bart" was more than likely directed towards Edmiston, who happens to be a former student of Ocean Springs High School and a now collegiate athlete for the University of Wyoming as their starting punter. Now, upon research, it can even be confirmed that Bart and Wells were also former teammates, as seen here in this picture, shared on Ocean Spring High School's football Facebook page, and ironically, what appeared to be a very wholesome moment of them next to each other, talking to elementary students, no longer reflects the status of where Edmiston and Wells have now ended up today, with one being a victim of a mysterious death and another accused of being behind it. Now, for those who feel Edmiston should be in question, mainly comes from his aggressive tone when seemingly yelling out "shut the F up" or "wake the F up" before someone yells out "damn it, Bart," which for those who feel that the audio reveals a possibly dying Nolan was on one of the boats or near the boats, falls perfectly into the timeline after a female passenger would yell "oh my god" in horror as if she witnessed something gruesome. Suspicions for some about Bart also center around the lack of mention of him by anyone during this entire case, as if he was purposely being hidden. So who is Bart Edmiston Jr.? According to research, he is 21 years of age and looks to have left Ocean Springs High School soon after he and a younger Wells were teammates in 2022 to continue his football career. He is noted for being one of Mississippi's best high school punters, followed by several awards in his time in junior college, to just as recent as last October, as we would make the Ray Guy Award Ray's 8th selection, as one of the top 8 punters in the country with an average of
Okay, I don't care
45.2
about
yards per
stats.
punt. Back in 2022.
No.
Oh, keep going.
No. It's not so much about a stat. It's the prominence of who he is, and I'm not saying we have to keep going, but to who he is, as they're saying he's a top Mississippi athlete, not just a county, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a top state
State.
athlete,
Yeah.
right? Now, and all these things are just like really, again, this video just said, we haven't heard much about Bart. Who is Bart? Where did he come from? Now all of a sudden we got all this information on this guy,
Bart,
right? We got
Kate. Yeah. Like,
exactly, and
now we'll keep
so
our.
with
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, when people saying that female, now again putting two to two together, when they're saying that Nolan and Kate were seen together on the island, and it's been reported that I'm sorry, that Kate and Bart were seemingly um, together at one point, exes. That's the reports. Could it be said that Bart and Nolan got into altercation? Could it be said that they got into a fight? Bart took it too far. Like, not now they're in scramble mode. Like, there's a lot of things that now come into play other than just, oh, he fell off the boat or he was drinking too
Yeah,
much. Like, now it's open to a lot of interpretation when you bring these two elements, Bart and Kate, and the dynamic between all three into the situation.
I have a problem with the fact that 18-year-olds are a couple of boats by themselves with no adult supervision to begin with. 18-year-olds with drinks, with alcohol, and just out there as if they are grown adults driving boats, and outside of this situation, anything could happen. They could all get into a situation where they're all screwed up. You know, um, we have to protect our youth, man. First of like, and these things don't happen, you know, if there's somebody, watching these kids and they're not out there by themselves doing God knows what. They're not they're not old enough to drink. They're not old enough to freaking boat, have a
And that's
boating license.
and that's what that's the biggest thing to Chidi, because I wanted to just really piggyback off that. Law enforcement has not yet publicly revealed the exact source of alcohol. Where it come from?
Yeah.
How did they get it? Now again, this guy Bart, he's 21 now.
Okay, he's 21.
Could
So
Bart
he said,
could
okay,
Bart have
maybe
supplied the alcohol?
for
Like,
sure. He definitely could have.
or did they steal it from the parents? Some I'm not want to cast aspersions. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna be the pops that gives CJ or Christian a pack of beer to hang out with their friends. But nigga, y'all gonna do that in the garage where I can see y'all. To where if somebody throws up or drinks too much or y'all chugging or some shit like that, I'm there. I'm not gonna give. When my
That's how I
boys
did
want to
it.
smoke, when they want to smoke their first joint, it's gonna be with me. I'm not gonna tell you to go out there and go do it. No, nigga, I'm gonna show you how we grind it up, how we filter it, how we roll it. I'm gonna
That
be
that'll
that
be the day. I'm glad I loses it.
on me, nigga.
Oh
But what I'm
man.
but what I'm saying is that you don't. But yeah, to your point, Bart is, and they said it was over about 100 to 200 people on the beach. Several individuals in the broader group, friends or
Okay.
acquaintances, could have been of legal age and got the drinks. But again, charge you have to charge somebody. My thing is, if you're serious about what we doing or what we talking about, you can't say, okay, fuck it. If y'all want to use the argument that Nolan Wells was underage drinking and he lost himself, okay, well, somebody needs to be charged with involuntary manslaughter for buying alcohol. Can we do that? Can we
Exactly.
get involuntary manslaughter for somebody buying alcohol, supplying the alcohol, supplying it to a minor? Can we do that? Can we do that and give somebody a motherfucking slap on the wrist, please, with a charge?
Instead,
Because
we get no trial penalties.
I don't even know if involuntary manslaughter gets you more than fucking 5 years for the murder. Let me see. Involuntary manslaughter and the state of Mississippi gives a max period of jail time. Uh,
Yeah, man.
how long? How long? Let me see. Oh well, no. I lied. Under Mississippi state laws, maximum period of imprisonment for manslaughter is 20 years penitentiary.
Okay.
Now, you can get up to 1 year in local county jail and you can pay a fine not less than $500. So, again, as the back pocket judge is there, working with the police. If somebody got to be responsible, you look at which one of these niggas can be the fall guy. Which one of you under it? Okay, Bart can't be you. You trying to go to the NFL? Okay, respect. We ain't even. Who else?
I can't even look at it like that.
I'm
I hear
I'm
you.
looking I'm
I
looking
hear
at it
you.
as a case of SBU, nigga. Who taking the fall for the involuntary man? So I, as a judge, can sit there and be like, doing this for the justice. You gotta, my God, I'm giving you all a blueprint. If you the judge, you be like, hey, I'm gonna use every power I can to figure out who did this to your boy Nolan Wells. I'm so sorry. My boys will be, and you do everything you can on the back end to wipe every phone clean, to do whatever you can to hide investigate. But you figure out who you, and then you bring them little motherfuckers to your house, and you say, my son not going, Bart's not going. Which other one of you five is going to do this time? I'm gonna have a judge preside over it, and we going. This is what you can get. The minimum statutory minimum you can get is 2 years. It's the
That's
minimum
if
you can get.
somebody did something, and I get it, like you said, but we have to. But first of all, like you have to know what was the cause. We don't even know what the cause of this young man's death is, and this is a complete abortion of the Justice Department, the police department, how y'all, the forensic department. It's completely wrong that y'all haven't given these family a definitive answer for what happened for him. You know, did he just pass out? Did he drown? Like, what is the issue? You know, so and it's just sad, man. I'm just really sad for the family, man. It's really sad. God, please pray for the family and God bless them and getting through this hard time because I don't even know what I would do because I would want to go out and handle justice myself. Nigga, shit. Yeah, it's just
If
sad,
an
bro.
adult over the age of 21 is convicted of intentional, non-accidental manslaughter against a child under 18, maximum penalty increases to 30 years. So again, intentionally purchasing alcohol for someone under 21 and there is an accident no, I'm sorry, non-accidental. So then again, that's what I'm trying to say. They can you can get in culpable negligence. Things like this
Yeah,
can
this
fall under the and you can take the charge,
but you gotta
close
know
the
how it
case.
happened. If he passed away, if he fell into the water off of like, I don't know, he had an asthma attack, and then that has nothing to do with that. You can't charge someone for that. Like
The,
I'm not.
the toxicology was not performed on Nolan Wells, correct? Is that correct? They couldn't rule
Let's
back
let's
if he had
confirm that. Let's.
blood. He had alcohol in his bloodstream. Because that's something I'm sticking point on. If my son was drinking and he was 18, one of y'all bought it because I didn't.
The, of course, the results have not been made public. They did it. They did the first autopsy completely, and they still haven't revealed the results. I don't know what the delay is on the results of this autopsy. I don't know why. They've had it since July 7th, and they haven't released the records. Why have they not been released? One second, let me just see what the answers they're getting right now. So, according
They
to
haven't been released.
WLOX, Jackson County District Attorney Angel Myers McCrath officially announced that the records will remain sealed from the public until a local grand jury reviews all the evidence. So a local grand jury will review all the evidence first before it's revealed to the public.
So we're talking about a
Um,
local grand jury, a jury of Nolan Wells peers, or of the peers of his parents, or the peers of the judge, or the peers of like who are going to be the jurors of this case that is seemingly going to be nonpartisan in the decision making, because it seems like Mississippi, Jackson County, Mississippi got a lot of stroke.
Yeah, but it's
seem
kind
like they got a lot seem like they got a lot of stroke out there. Okay.
of it does seem like that. So it will consist of a randomly selected group of everyday citizens, they say, in Jackson County, Mississippi. Because grand juries are pulled directly from local community record rather than political roster, the selection process itself is structurally nonpartisan. So let's just pray that that there is some transparency in this, you know.
Can you look up the demographics, please, real quick of that county, white and
Okay.
black? The reason why I'm asking that is because it's disproportionate, if I believe so. If I'm
Mm.
following my gut, right? It would be if we got
By the look
disproportionate
at
people
the pictures we've seen, yeah,
of the just get over it crowd, or nothing happened crowd, or he shouldn't have been there by himself crowd, or good happened to him crowd, or we gotta eliminate them. We don't. What's the crowd, nigga? This is a
it's
state that hold the Confederate flag up.
yeah, man, it's 66 to 70% white, 18 or let's say 19 because 18.9, let's say 19% to 21% black,
Okay,
7 to 8% Hispanic or Latino.
and that's in that county, right?
Yeah, in Jackson
So,
County. Yeah.
that local Jackson County is going to have to go to a grand jury with the evidence to determine if this is worthy or not. And you think they gonna give up their tax dollars for that?
They're gonna take it to a jury. I mean, they're gonna do it. They're gonna go to a jury. But problem is the same thing that happened with the, Carmelo Anthony case. You know, could happen here where it's just a bunch of white people in the jury and they go super lenient for the guys who are white and super hard on the guys who are black. That's always a risk, when you come to these, conservative states. It doesn't seem to be in the favor of black Americans that also are human beings and deserve justice in those conservative states when it comes to, criminal justice. And when you have one of the mothers who are, a judge with connections, who knows what she can put in place to help these young men and to make sure that they are not, you know, so make sure that they're protected and not the people who need answers, unfortunately. But we'll
So,
stay tuned. What you
my
guys say?
my my guy, I was about to say, my guy Bart, you are now a suspect, even though you wasn't before. A Wyatt, Warren, whatever they want to call you. No tears. No Ryan Clark tears. You are a suspect. Katie, my girl. I know meat tastes different when it's dark.
I knew you
Little season.
waiting for that shit.
You're a suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Remember how high? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. You said it deserves respect. You said it deserves decency. You said it deserves that. So I am going to self audit and correct before I make another joke. Made one, but self correct. So there we go.
Okay.
I'll
All
let you
right.
close out the segment.
Now listen, guys. We're gonna stay tuned. I'm sure as like a lot of you guys will as well. I'm just wanted to just put the prayers out there for the family, and I hope that they get their answers sooner than later. And I pray that justice is served if there is evidence that shows that there was foul play. Somebody please come out and say so. It's not too late. It's not too late to just come out and say something before it goes to trial. To if there's something that happened, so please do that and help this family have some kind of peace with the loss of their son. And that's all I got to say. We'll keep you all abreast of what goes on forward with this case because right now, to me, this shit's getting real uncertain, real sus.
Real sus, man. So rest in peace to Nolan Wells. Again to Cheese Point, and prayers and easy minds to you as you find some peace and justice with the conclusion of this case because you deserve that. I believe when we
Absolutely.
say rest in peace, right? We need Nolan to be able to rest in peace, and we need for you guys to live in peace, knowing that you got a conclusion to what happened to your baby boy and your family member.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, as we go from one tragedy
The
to another,
next.
you take it
Um,
away, brother.
I think this is interesting for me because it just seems like, when it comes to this Trump regime, they have the carte blanche to do whatever they want and not be checked on any front. And when they're actively committing war crimes, guys, we have a terrorist government. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, we have a terrorist government, and the Trump administration has committed many war crimes. They have killed civilians in different countries. Talking about the south, below our borders to the south, and overseas in the Middle East. That should not be happening. If there was a country who was bombing your family just because they feel like it to exert some power, you would have a problem with that. And you would want there to be some justice brought upon them. Down in Venezuela and in Ecuador, the Trump administration has conducted bombings on fishermen boats and killed civilians. They have now also then have been people in American garb have committed kidnappings, as we mentioned. And I'm gonna read something to you from read this to you from drop site real quick. I'm gonna act like this might be a little receipt roomish, so just bear with me. So, a prosecutor back last month was investigating the U.S. boat strikes and the claims of torture um, that and there was claims of torture on people in Ecuador as well. And this prosecutor has now been essentially executed right in the middle of the street. So um, Alexandra Bravo, the prosecutor, assigned to investigate the U.S. strikes on three Ecuadorian boats and the 36 survivors' subsequent accounts of torture and kidnapping, was shot dead in the coastal city of Manta last month. According to police, the June 14th hitman aboard a black motorcycle opened fire on Bravo as she and her sister were leaving a cafe at about 11 a.m. Bravo's sister, who jumped to protect her, was also killed in the attack. Boy, oh man. Upon arriving at the crime scene, officers say they found five 9mm shell casings and Bravo injured driver, but no sign of the police detail that had been assigned to protect her. The police directorate, which operates entirely under executive branch, has launched a probe to determine if there had been an internal security breach. Bravo is the 26th member of the Ecuador's justice system to be assassinated since 2020, and the second individual investigating state crimes murder that week. Besides her usual caseload of homicide and organized crime, Bravo had been working the Fiorella Negra, Francisca, and Don Maca cases, a series of drone attacks on civilians fishing ships exposed by drop site in April. Two of the boat's crews returned home and reported being abducted, blindfolded, and starved for 8 days by American gunmen in U.S. military uniforms aboard a U.S. flagged patrol ship before being abandoned in El Salvador. The UN Committee on Forced Disappearances endorsed the calls for an investigation, demanding the U.S. provide more information on the whereabouts of the 8 still missing men and involvement in the matter by April 27th. To date, the United States has not responded. Under Ecuador's right-wing president Daniel Noboa, a Miami-born billionaire often characterized as a U.S.-backed dictator, the country has become a central testing ground for Operation Southern Spear, Washington's extrajudicial bombing campaign purporting to target narco-terrorists, which has killed 221 people to date. There is no evidence that many of the victims, including those in Bravo's investigation, had engaged in any drug trafficking. I can't make an assertion regarding it being a political assassination, but evidently a prosecutor is killed because of the investigation they're conducting. Fernando Bastias, a renowned human rights attorney with Ecuador's CDH and a member of Geneva-based World Organization Against Torture, told DriveSite. That's something we've learned from our experience in Ecuador. So essentially, the investigator is saying that they can't say for sure that this is politically motivated, but typically in Ecuador, this is how these things are done. This is the pattern they've seen. A source told the Manta Police Department, who knew Bravo personally, told JobSite that the Ecuadorian prosecutor was under pressure from her superiors at the Attorney General's office to treat the U.S. attacks as exclusively cases of disappearances. The source, who asked for anonymity out of fear of retaliation, said that Bravo told to close all lines of inquiry after 36 of the 44 missing men were found. Despite arriving with severe injuries, including 70% vision loss and feet torn to flesh and bone, oh my God, which medical reports found consistent with their accounts of explosions and torture. A senior researcher with Human Rights Watch who interviewed Bravo as part of her investigation into the three vessels, similarly recalled Bravo facing internal challenges within the institution itself to advance the investigation. The researcher said that prosecutors repeatedly sought to cooperation from other branches responsible for the ship's rescue, including the Manta Port Captaincy, but none responded to her request of her information. During the Necker Francisca bombing, Darwin Pico Flores, an eyewitness aboard the nearby boat, told DropSite that she called the Manta Port Captaincy to request emergency assistance. Nobody came. In April, as part of the investigation into the incident, DropSite called the port seeking comment, and officials hung up after learning the call was from journalists. I'm going to take it to breaking points to give y'all a video explanation of what's going down.
Break it down.
Break it down. Yeah.
Had to bring to you in relation to some of these alleged boat drone strikes from the Trump administration. Let's go ahead and put this reporting up on the screen from DropSite. Their reporter Camila Lourdes Galarza says that a prosecutor investigating U.S. boat strikes and claims of torture was murdered in Ecuador. So the TLDR here is that this prosecutor was appointed to investigate not only the boat strikes, but there were a number of survivors from these three different boat strikes. And they all claimed a very similar series of events, that after the drone strikes, then they were apprehended by what appeared to be U.S. service members. They were held for more than a week. They were tortured, and then they were dropped in El Salvador. The U.S. denies all of this. They all describe the uniform that appears to be like the U.S. Coast Guard uniform. I'll go through some of the evidence that DropSite has been able to compile here that I would say is pretty compelling. They all showed back up with severe injuries, including their feet were torn to shreds. So there was evidence of this alleged torture. And this woman who was appointed to investigate this as a prosecutor has now been assassinated on the street in Ecuador. Her sister, who tried to save her life, was also killed. Her security detail that she was supposed to have, because it is unfortunately not uncommon for these types of investigators to be assassinated in Ecuador, that security detail, Sagar, nowhere to be found. So pretty insane all the way around. Let me just read to you the beginning of this, and I'll pull out some quotes so that you can get the full gist of the story and some of the evidence they compiled of these allegations. Alexandra Bravo, the prosecutor assigned to investigate U.S. strikes on 3 Ecuadorian boats and the 36 survivors' subsequent accounts of torture and kidnapping, was shot dead in the coastal city of Manta last month.
Yeah, so she's gonna go on to repeat what I just said. I bring this up to just show how deep the tentacles of this country's war powers go, and if something needs to be taken care of to absolve us from all types of it sucks because these countries are culpable as well. Ecuador is culpable in protection of American terrorists on their own people. Um, and it goes back to the thing I keep saying: people who are rich and in power, where rich men in power are controlling the pawns and lives of their own civilians. I don't know if there's one government on the face of this planet that is really taking into account how to make life better for their civilians at this point. And the fact that people can kill Ecuadorian citizens in the name of protecting America, and somebody tries to investigate that to find out the truth, and they get assassinated on the street. I just want to just bring it up to show that we are part of a mob, bro. This government does not play, and we are bullies, and we are doing things in these countries when we don't want it, and we guise ourselves as heroes and our government as heroes. And I know you have been in the military and you have served, but these are the stories that go unheard of, and people act as if these things are not happening, and they want to defend our military on all accounts. And now, when somebody tries to investigate and expose the truth, it's just like that. They can get assassinated for speaking truth to power. And I just it makes me sad because it feels like it's an uphill climb. That there's no ways around the CS
Well,
nations of making of some level of justice. You know what I mean?
that's where the apathy kicks in now. That's where the right. That's where the bro. They got they they got Trump out here. First, it was Putin, right? They said Russia has something over the boy, right? First, they said Russia had over the boy Trump. Now you got Netanyahu got something. Clearly, Trump like holding pockets. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, he got a fascination for wanting to be on a coattail of somebody who got motion. Cause for what we know, even though Netanyahu's not liked by his people, when he start talking that shit about I'm about to go bang bang gang gang, Israel is right behind him. And they said if he don't want to do it, we'll get his bitch ass out of there and put somebody in there who will. So and that's for the war in Iran. So with that being said, there is no length that a government body won't take again. And we just learned about the most powerful machine in the world just last Friday. CERN. Yeah, boys, Israel is involved with that technology. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if Ecuador is, but with that being said, the spending power that it seems that independent company is having, the influence that country seem like is having, is very detrimental to it seems like world peace almost. Because what is the incentive of the United States being a bully over there in El Salvador, caring about what they got going on? It's mind boggling. It's mind boggling.
They say it's about narcos, drug trafficking. That's what they say.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, like the
but
TV show. Respect. El Plata or La Plata, whatever that nigga say. I think L is man. Yeah, L is man. Yeah.
um, but you're right. This is where the empathy kicks in, and you start to be like, damn, damn, like damn. Somebody got capped in the middle of broad daylight on the street. That's in fact prosecuting the Trump administration um, in their country for a war crime. And the reason why I bring this up because there are lives at stake that are not Americans every day that we don't touch on. And I guess and I get it. Like some people don't give a fuck, but I just always put myself in that position sometimes where I'm like, yo, if I was in one of these countries, bro, and I was like fighting for my life to live a decent life,
You will want somebody to
or
mention your name.
yeah, I would want
Don't
somebody
don't
to,
whisper my don't whisper my name, nigga. No Drake, nigga. Say my Beyonce me, nigga. Say my name, nigga.
uh yeah,
Like please. Let
uh-huh,
people know it's an atrocity going on there. And I got murdered, killed, slain. You know
uh-huh,
what I'm saying? I still want to bring up that Grant Wall. That was the name I forgot to bring. I misspoke or I didn't forget to I didn't mention, but he was the soccer journalist who was covering the World Cup in Qatar, and they said day of or day before or something like that he was representing gay pride wearing a gay shirt out there. Next day he ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
there needs to be, and again, he was a man, a partner, a journalist, reporter, all that. But again, a
human,
human
yeah,
that was just doing his job, reporting on other humans, right? The atrocities of Qatar, building that stadium, building that, like that, like those, the human rights atrocities was a human reporting on other humans.
yeah. And that's why sometimes every now and then I try to pick a story that's not being talked about for our podcast for our place because I like shedding light on certain things that I know no one's talking about, that I know no
Yeah,
one's gonna even know is going on. Like there's every we are committing human rights violations. We are committing international we're breaking international law, you
come
know?
on, talk
And
about that.
Americans need to know that your country is doing this. So when you want to demonize all these other countries and demonize Mexicans or demonize Somalians or demonize the Arabs and people in Iran or demonize, even if you want to demonize Israel, sometimes you want to, look in the mirror first and see what you're really doing here on in the Western Hemisphere alone. If you just look at what we've done with Cuba and Ecuador and Venezuela, shit, what we've done to Haiti throughout the years. These are things that you guys should be aware of. So you know the full scope of this cup government and how we move. You know, I listen. I love being American. This is not a hate. The reason the reason why I do this is because I love Americans. Because I love being American. Because I want to be able to speak about my country so it could be a better place. And there's something to international law that has to be upheld if you want to rise above and be an example for the rest of the world. There's better ways to combat narco terrorism. Bombing and drone striking people and killing innocent civilians is not okay. It's not okay. It's never okay to kill innocent civilians that did not make decisions that make you guys want to go to war and do whatever reason you want to do whatever it is. And to be honest with you, I think that there's other ulterior motives than drugs because we have a Coast Guard for that reason. We don't just kill people. There's a due process when it goes to these things,
Clearly,
And
Coast Guard won't even arrest the nigga in the other joint that other story we talking about. So clearly, Coast Guard can do it diplomatically. Clearly, Coast Guard can investigate and send people home.
exactly, clearly, they can take one step at a time and investigate and do that. When it comes to all these the jump craft, you don't just say, you know what, let's bomb it all. Let's just and in the process killing innocent people just cause it angers me because we're supposed to be the example. You United States, the world power, and they're not going to bring this to your TV on Fox News or CNN or MSNBC. They're not going to show you this stuff that we're talking about here because they want to keep an upright view of the country. What they're going to do is try to divide you as far as political stuff goes domestically. They'll tell you, oh, the right is doing this, the left is doing that, they're radical, radical. And they're going to inundate you with constant division talk about the other side of the political spectrum here in America to get you out of fight. And that's
But
all you guys are consumed
that's
with.
by design. That's design.
Exactly.
It's design. It's designed for, again. I think people don't really pay attention to niggas. Niggas wasn't joking about world domination and New World Order, bro. I don't
Seems to be
really think
happening right
people.
before our eyes,
Yeah,
and
I
people
don't
are
think
not
people really
realizing.
understand. Like niggas don't
Yeah.
really understand. Like that's what they
Oh,
really, really was on.
you know what? You just made me bring something up. Um, but let me you keep talking while I pull this up because you're right. There is the world shifting right now. The world is absolutely shifting, and right before your eyes, and that's why it's so important that people stay informed on what's going on. So maybe some way so we can work together and figure out a new world order to counteract their new world order in a sense.
Are you asking what's the New World Order? How to counteract it? That's what you're asking right now.
No, no, no. I want to show y'all a video.
Okay.
Came out July 27th. That's yesterday, guys. So this is from the guy who's still on the run, Edward Snowden, and he's speaking about New World Order. And me and you already know this, but for the people watching, here we go.
What they call the social credit system. If any of these family photos, if any of your activities online, if your purchases, if your associations, if your friends are in any way different from what the government or the powers that be of the moment would like them to be, you're no longer able to purchase train tickets. You're no longer able to board an airplane. You may not be able to get a passport. You may not be eligible for a job. You might not be able to work for the government. All of these things are increasingly being created and programmed and decided by algorithms. And those algorithms are fueled by precisely the innocent data that our devices are creating all of the time, constantly, invisibly, quietly, right now. Our devices are casting all of these records that we do not see being created, that in aggregate seem very innocent. You were at Starbucks at this time. You went to the hospital afterwards. You spent a long time at the hospital. After you left the hospital, you made a phone call. You made a phone call to your mother. You talked to her until the middle of the night. The hospital was an oncology clinic. Even if you can't see the content of these communications, the activity records, what the government calls metadata, which they argue they do not need a warrant to collect, tells the whole story. And these activity records are being created and shared and collected and intercepted constantly by companies and governments. And ultimately it means as they sell these, as they trade these, as they make their businesses on the backs of these records, what they are selling is not information. What they are selling is us. They're selling our future. They're selling our past. They are selling our history, our identity, and ultimately they are stealing our power and making our stories work for them.
There you have it. The social score is happening here and globally, worldwide, and the government will be able to control if you can advance in life, period, based on who you are.
You need a
Not
payment
by merit.
extension on that. You need that payment extension on that bill. Let me look at your social score, cuz. Nope. And if you don't pay it, we're gonna cut that shit off. And we don't need a piece of it. We need the whole thing. Ain't that what Cat went? They don't want a piece of it. They just want the whole thing.
Yeah, he said that. Great impression.
Just wait till you hit the weed and say,
Fuck
you know,
it.
nigga, fuck it, yeah. Come get
Honestly,
me, nigga. Come get me, nigga.
yeah. So
Come get me.
yeah, you know,
During the pandemic, I stacked up on bullets that I ain't have to use yet, motherfuckers. Sorry, Auntie.
good to know. But yeah, man, I just want to bring that out there. Not to be too doom and gloom, but it's This is what they're trying to do, and have no accountability for what they're doing. While you as a human being have all the accountability for anything they don't like, whether it's a crass word, whether it's you are your sexuality, your gender, your whatever, your race. Yeah, they can classify you with metadata, and then on top of that, they'll know. Oh yeah, he got a hospital bill. He can't afford to do this. Oh, let's go ahead and raise their credit. Let's double the fines and shit. All types of crazy stuff that could happen, bro. But shout out to Snowden for just always keeping it 10 toes down, and putting people on to the world that's changing right in front of our eyes.
Okay, so the very last thing we're going to talk about tonight is another suspect at hand.
I have one thing
Which
before after though.
oh go
Go ahead.
what you
No,
got?
first you.
Oh, I didn't know we had 4 topics.
Nah,
Damn.
this is just a surprise
Oh,
pop up.
okay,
It's a quick thing.
okay.
Yeah, I just want your
Another
opinion on it.
suspect at hand is your boy, the boy wonder, the boy genius of the NFL, Kyle Shanahan, coaching royalty. It has been reported now, over the past uh day or so
Damn it,
that Kyle
Kyle.
Shannon, what'd you say?
I said, damn it, Kyle.
Kyle was involved in a serious head-on car collision, on
Car
July
collision with
14th.
collusion.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Well, it is collusion. Talking about,
Yeah.
he was involved in a serious head-on car collision, July 14th, in Palo Alto. Shout out to Royce Keys. He's from East Palo Alto, California. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So the
really?
accident happened in Palo Alto. And so the 49ers kept that incident quiet for 11 days, meaning the 49ers intimidated reporters down here. Like, you gotta, like, this ain't read receipt room, nigga. I could throw my fucking allegedlys out here. They had to goddamn intimidate motherfuckers out here to not report Kyle Shanahan, who, again, now I got the video that I sent it to you in his own words what happened, but I just want to read to you real quick what they have. Kyle admitted he was entirely at fault for the collision. While driving his Tesla, he said his phone fell off his lap and he glanced down for 2 seconds to reach for. Now, we've all done that. And he veered into the center lane and he hit an oncoming vehicle. Now,
Was everybody safe?
he's everybody. Now, this is what I'm about to tell you. She's safe. She had minor incidents. I mean,
Injuries?
minor injuries. Cal reportedly he was going about 20 miles per hour. Now, if everybody know what 20 miles per hour is, think about 20 miles per hour. And now this is Kyle Shanahan's injuries: a concussion, facial trauma that required 40 stitches, a fracture of 3 ribs, a broken hand,
Oh, damn.
and
That
that's
don't,
20 miles an
that don't
hour.
sound like 20. That
That
sounds like
don't
at
sound
least
like
60.
20. Bro, for the airbags to be deployed, for
50?
you to have that, that
What kind
seems
of
a
car was he
little
driving for that to happen? Like, must be
Tesla.
made of fucking paper mache if you're gonna get all those damn
So
injuries.
he was driving a Tesla
Did he have a seatbelt on?
model
God damn.
and that, now this is the thing. Now, no, if he's not having a seatbelt, he got his phone in his hands. Those are multiple fines and violations that
That's
can cost him.
crazy.
So, and shout out to the young lady. I'm not sure what her name is, but she had her 2025 Benz. She had a GLC
She about to get another
300
one.
on
She about to
me.
get a couple more.
Oh, nigga, what's Cal Shanahan contract, nigga? Nigga, I need that delivered to the door today. I don't want to repair it. I want a new
New
one,
one, a
nigga.
new one, brand new, off the lot.
2027, please. 2027 me, please.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
You
man.
know, so my
And she's
big
good
thing
though.
though,
She's minor injuries. She's
she's good.
good.
Yeah, she
All
yeah,
right.
just my the woman she suffered minor injuries and did not require hospitalization.
Okay. Good shit. All right. So
So maybe she was traveling 20 miles, but maybe she was traveling 20 miles an hour. But Cal, those injuries do not equate to you driving 20 miles an hour.
and
So
just grabbing your phone and just like don't go that fast. Like 20 miles is not that fast, but from what the injuries were, it seems like he's going fast and was leaning over and just I don't know what happened, but it just
I mean, and this that's the through line to all these stories. We don't know what happened, but
it's
something
suspect.
sound. Bro, Cal, you're taller than me. I don't always have to look down to see where my phone is to still keep a hand on the wheel, look over the steering wheel, and look for
And if
my
you
phone.
got a
My phone
Tesla,
has
shouldn't you
dropped.
like you don't need to hold your phone in a Tesla anyways.
Oh my soul, Tesla got the whole shit right there, nigga.
Dashboard, freaking the phone connected, you can just be on a voice call like
Bro,
uh
your phone literally can be at the crib and Tesla will be able to fucking do that shit for you. You can accidentally leave your shit at your side bitch house and call wifey and it's on you.
word up.
Nigga, Tesla that got you hooked up. What the fuck you need your phone? You know what's wrong? He been dealing with Brandon Ayuk. He was looking at Brandon Ayuk Instagram cause he's he, he was looking at that Brandon Ayuk Instagram and it was fucking with him, dog.
I know, right? This guy going crazy right now.
Last year, my first round receiver gets shot.
Oh
This
my
year,
God.
my number one receiver wanted to go to Washington of all places. The year before that, Debo was an issue. Hey, Kyle, it might be a you problem. I ain't gonna hold you. It might be a you problem. To be real,
Yeah.
Go ahead. I got my bad.
No,
I
you got
dropped that
a
for you.
report.
Kyle's doing good. He's got some bumps and bruises. 49ers general manager John Lynch giving an update on head coach Kyle Shanahan, who's recovering from a bad car crash, which happened on July 14th.
He did suffer a concussion in the accident. Has some lingering effects from that concussion.
The crash happened here at the intersection of Alma Street and Hamilton Avenue in Palo Alto around 6:15 p.m. when Shanahan's vehicle collided with an SUV. He was transported to the hospital, suffering a severe concussion, a broken nose and broken hand, 3 fractured ribs, and more than 40 stitches in his face. Palo Alto police tell Eyewitness News the other driver wasn't injured, adding that drugs and alcohol were not involved and that both drivers were cooperative with police. No one was cited for the collision.
He's been in the building, so we've seen him. It's kind of like we do with our players, a phased back approach.
Lynch says while there's no defined concussion protocol for staff members, Shanahan will follow the same process his players do.
Kyle basically is going to be like in the protocol, and Doc Nino and all the great doctors we have are giving him great care, and we're going to let the condition, the doctors dictate how he comes back, when he comes back.
This is crazy.
Assistant coach Chris Furster is stepping up to assume some of Shanahan's duties
Nah,
until he
nah,
returns.
can we pause on this, Chris Furster?
Yeah. It's like
This
when
is
your
hold on.
coach is
Yeah,
in
go ahead.
concussion
Yeah.
protocol. Y'all season is cooked. Y'all
No.
season-
Hold on, Chief. I got one better for you. I'll see you and I'll raise you. Maybe you can get over your coach having a concussion, because we talked about Andy Reid's son, we talking about Tony Dungy's son. Like we've seen coaches go through tragedies. Shout out to Monty Williams in basketball when his wife passed away, and he still coached on the sideline. Like we've seen people rally around their coaches during tragedy. This is what's going to derail the team, Tree.
But
That
the
interim coach, the interim coach that they just named, was the former Dolphins coach who was doing Lights. He was doing cocaine.
Oh no. Wait. He's
That's
Adam
the
Gase.
intro.
Was he doing that with Adam Gase?
Yes, that's Chris Forster from the Dolphins from 2017, where his Las Vegas based stripper model
Oh
outed
man.
him by
Yeah.
him doing lines with a $20 bill rolled up Dolphins facilities.
Yeah. San Francisco. Y'all cooked. Y'all are
Now
cooked. This
that's
season's
what's
over.
going. That's what's
This
going.
season's over.
My
Listen, the
man.
players, the rookies have no guidance. When your head coach is out here getting, driving crazy, reckless, yo, like, come on now. What a way to start the training camp. This is horrible. And now you gotta leave. Now you
Bro,
gotta leave it in the hands of the
y'all literally
cocaine.
wanted to wait to report this until training camp.
Better
Going
now than
on
ever,
over there.
because you have to now, because he's not there. Because you
You could have
have
got,
to.
when it happened, you could have said it. Boom, 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 boom. Nigga, that's the only thing niggas about to be talking about in training camp right now. If you give it 11 days prior to, it dies in a cycle because everybody's excited about training camp. Nigga, this led every story, every A block.
Yeah. This is a big deal. And the head coach is out with a concussion, man. That's wild.
Hey,
This
Rams, Seahawks, penciling that dub.
Rams for real. Rams, I think,
Rams
might.
for real,
Rams are
nigga.
going to Super Bowl this year. Like, they're my pick, bro. Rams are going crazy this year. But man, listen, prayers up for Kyle Shanahan. Do your thing. Definitely gonna have to pay something, or your insurance will at least. So hopefully you got good insurance.
Let's hope so, nigga. He got a Tesla. He got a 2023 Tesla, so maybe he saved his money. He doing all right for himself.
All right, good shit, good shit. All right, um, moving on before we get up out of
Yes.
here. I want to show you some stats on album sales. GNX has outstreamed Iceman after 10 weeks. GNX right now is streaming 1.458 billion. Iceman is streaming 1.456 billion. Week 10 sales 60K for GNX, 55K for Iceman. Week 10 total US demand streams Luther, TVR, Squabble Up, all higher than Janice. Damn, that's gotta be tough, man. And I'm not here to rub it in or anything like that, but
Why?
when you
Why? Well, why? Why it gotta be
but
tough?
but here's the thing: when we have people out here saying that Iceman is album of the year, I just want to be on the record that this is your album of the year. That's all.
Okay. Why? Okay. What that got to do with the price of tea in China? If you looking at it, why wouldn't it be album of the year? Because GNX did not drop this year. And is this within the first 10 weeks of the album? Like the first 10 weeks of the album?
Yeah, within the first 20, old album of like what, 2 years ago now, or a year and a half?
This is the 10 weeks that Iceman's been out that
Yeah,
GNX, or they're comparing the
the
two
10
10
weeks.
weeks from
No,
the
the 10
album.
weeks. No, that's GNX today versus Iceman today. After 10 weeks, this is where it's at. It's surpassed Iceman. That's what I'm saying. Like it's only had like that's like it's not even doing better than GNX today. You know, in my opinion, I gotta go with Baby Keem's album this year, and I'm sure there's gonna be more albums that's coming up this year.
What the
I think Baby,
fuck?
what the fuck? Don't even start. Baby Keem's album is way better than fucking anything Drake put out. Cut it out. Cut it out. I know you love Drake. I know you
I'm
love
not
Drake.
about to raise my blood pressure with that. Respect. I can't
But
even do it. The Baby Keem is album of the year. I
it's
got you.
better. Listen, it's
Now
better than
put up the
Drake.
stats. Put up the
It's
stats.
better than
Put
Drake.
up the stats. Put up the
It's better than
stats.
Drake.
Put up the
It's better than
stats.
Drake.
Put
It's
up the
better than Drake.
stats.
It's
How?
better than
That's an
Drake.
opinion. You just show me facts of stats, right?
I'm just
So
saying. I'm saying
if
that
it's statistically, then show me
Iceman
your stats.
should not be doing worse than GNX right now. You cannot compare Baby Keem to Drake. Let's put it that way. Drake is one of the biggest artists in the world, but
Okay.
Iceman should not be doing less than GNX after 10 weeks. If it's that
Now,
damn good.
where are
If
these
it's that
where are
damn
these
good.
numbers? Where are these numbers from? And who are
It's
they from?
Spotify.
This is okay. So
Yeah,
this is
Spotify numbers.
Spotify.
Yeah. So that's specifically Spotify. Yeah. So yeah, man. Listen, I know y'all love Drake, but some of y'all still bumping that shit. Just saying, might wanna look at like
Why
when you what you might want to just pump the brakes a little bit on how impactful this shit was.
why would we want to pump the brakes on how impact again? Every time we bring up Drake and enjoy the music, we got niggas like you that's bringing up Kendrick. That's
I think that
you are a nigga that's probably screaming GNX out of sight.
I just came
You and DJ Head.
I just came across this like
You and
during the
DJ
pod.
Head both spinning back GNX out of spite, niggas. Since it tried.
Not out of spite. I love GNX, so I do spin it. But listen, I just came across this during the pod. Like I'm not looking to hate on Drake. I really am. But it's literally trending right now. So I was like, oh, let me just throw this on the pod just so we can talk about it. Maybe clip it up so people can talk about it as well. Because right now, as it comes as it stands with Drake, more props to him. He's fine. He's doing his thing, got his bread and money. But when it talks to classic albums and putting out good bodies of work, dude's got a long way to go. Honestly, for me, Fall Off is better as well. So I feel you, but
Fall Off is better than what?
Iceman, for sure.
Hold on,
Iceman's not that good, and you know it's not that good.
Hold on, I got.
Listen, we're about to get up out of here anyways, right? You can relax. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We just saying anything that we want to say because we can say. We saying anything we want to say because we can say. I don't get it. I don't. We just had the whole conversation.
I smell something.
We just had the whole conversation about how that album did not age well. And here you are contradicting yourself.
You know what I want you to do?
Saying that this album aged well better than
even when we had that conversation, I said Fall was better than the Iceman. Even then, I said you're crazy. I literally verbatim said you're crazy when you said Iceman was better. I'm just saying. But here's the thing: I want us to do a favor to the J. Cole fans. They're on tour right now. They're going to be here Brooklyn this weekend. I think my nephew's going to the concert. Let's listen to a Fall Off one more time. Let's do a listen and come back here and do a little breakdown of our takes on it as we stand here today, months later. Obviously, yeah, we talked about how it fell off. Guess what? Iceman fell off too. So what are we really talking about? So they both fell off.
Iceman. Okay. We also came up with the stat that J. Cole's album was his least lasting charting album of his entire career.
True.
That has not been the statistic that we're putting on Iceman, bro. Now, as much as you want to say it fell off and it doesn't have any staying power, or whatever the case may be that you want to say, my nigga, at the same time, the anticipation, I know you want to say that we're not putting Baby Keem in the same conversation as Drake. We're not putting, now all of a sudden we can't put J. Cole in the same conversation as Drake, because when J. Cole dropped the album, the anticipation of a double album of music fans, rapid music was like, okay, and then resounding.
The rapping is better than Drake's rapping, period. There's no comparison. Okay. Like, now granted, it may not have the hits and the replayability for some people. And I think that's where
that's a fall off, is it not? Yeah, replayability?
True.
Because you ain't replayed it.
I wasn't, but my nephew loves it. Every day he gets in the shower.
We talking about cheating. We talking about Aze. We talk about have you? I know it again. Like you looked at me. You said that I'm a replay Iceman. I'm not gonna hold you. In the last 2 weeks, it's not that I haven't. It hasn't that it's not that I haven't went back to it. It's just like okay, maybe I need to give my ears something else to clear my palate to see if something else gets me because I don't want to be caught in the moment of like yeah, this is so good, but at the same time, you know, rap album of the year, bro. Like let's be dead ass serious. Casino was good, but bro, since we've been playing the franchise, which has been a very long time, Chidi, have not heard you rap Baby Keem either. So let's keep it a whole beam.
I have.
Nigga, I talk to you every day. I swear to you, every day. I used to hear Baby Keem because it first came out.
I have, but I don't rap a lot. I'm not like you where every single day I'm rapping some song. I'm not always like that. Now, granted, I have a big palette, so I might. Huh?
Kidding me?
No.
Every day you smelled something and it was pussy. Every day. You from a celibate ass nigga, you was smelling a lot of pussy when Baby Keem came out. So what I'm trying to say is that album fell off realistically to you because I get Baby Keem was a really great. That album was really good. Casino Freestyle was really good off the top of my head. Casino Freestyle was really good.
Really
the intro was Baby
album,
good.
Bro. Like
it was really
it was. There's a few.
It's a few.
There's a few, but
it's a few.
But it's only like a couple of songs. It's like what, 12 songs, something like that. It wasn't crazy. So like. I fuck with it, bro.
I know, but I'm saying out of the 12, though, legitimately, realistically, you had a playlist of 4. I know you played the album back and listened to it back, but realistically, I would just out of just me and you talking out of 12 songs, you got 4 or 5. That's
let me. I don't agree with that. Let me look at the.
Okay.
Let me look at the track list again.
And I don't just want you to say,
it's
yeah,
11 songs.
yeah,
11
like
songs.
that. It's 11 songs, okay.
Yeah. Only one I don't really, there's only 2 that I don't really love. I like everything here but Dramatic Girl and Sex Appeal. And even those, I kind of vibe with too much sex appeal. Too much sex appeal. I kind of get a good vibe from it. I'm not going to go back to that song, though. But everything else, I don't think is bad. Like everything else I can listen to right now, legitimately. Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just me. I mean, everybody got their taste. But
no,
to me, taking 2. So that's what? That's 9 songs that I can listen to right now. That's better than Iceman. I can only take 6 from Iceman. So. That's why I would put that ranking higher. And mind you, I haven't listened to everything this year yet. There's a lot of albums I haven't listened to. I haven't listened to Crit. Did Crit come out with something?
Yeah, but I don't think it was album of the year contention though.
Okay. I didn't listen to. I listened to Ross. I didn't listen to a couple of things, so I still got to go back and listen. But I've heard that Ross wasn't that great. But yeah. What is hip hop album of the year so far?
Now,
granted,
Don Oliver came out. ASAP, Don't Be Dumb.
Cry Baby. That shit was fire.
Isaiah Rashad came out. Yeah. But I think I'm not sure if he
does Baby Keem come up when you look for that.
When I put up rap, I put up rap albums that came out this year. I didn't put album of the year, but rap albums that came out this year. Heavy hitters is Iceman, Fall Off, Octane by Don Oliver. Don Toliver.
Yeah.
And then gritty melodic mainstreams is Casino, ASAP Rocky, Don't Be Dumb. Isaiah Rashad, yep, it's been awful.
Dumb, yeah.
And I mean,
and then was not as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Of course not, bro. Of course not. Of
Don't
course
say of
not,
course. Don't do that.
bro. Rocky ain't put out a project I like since Clams Casino. Like he hasn't put out a project that I've like fully through since like nigga Long Live ASAP. Like I ain't gonna hold you, nigga.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been a
probably been a
minute since
while. It's been a
a
while.
whole project. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
been a while. It's been a while. I'll give you that. But I definitely thought that after I heard a couple of songs, like I like the Taylor Swift song when it came out initially, and then there was another song that came out that I fucked with. But then I heard her whole album, and I was like, all right, this is not my my vibe. But yeah, yeah, we got the big hitters, Drake, J. Cole, probably taking that spot for album of the year thus far. We'll see if anybody drops anything. I know there's like a little bit of a hint that there was a snippet out from Kendrick. I didn't even want to bring it to the pod, but couldn't get too excited for nothing. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens the rest of this year.
Why you
Um,
couldn't bring it to the pot? Oh, cause you didn't want to bring it to the pot. Oh,
I
okay.
didn't want to get too excited for nothing. I know a lot of people are getting excited about Kendrick possibly dropping, but they do that all the time. Like at any time during the year, you can get to see a video. Oh, Kendrick dropping soon, and it'll probably be 2 years before he drops because people just read too much into everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see when it happens. If he ever drops something, Absol's cooking up. He said he's cooking up right now. I heard the J Rock album might be in the works. These are the guys. Doechii still coming out. I'm waiting for her because I still think her mixtape 2 years ago was one of the best bodies of work I've heard in a long time. I still go back and listen to her shit. I don't care if people hate on her. I fuck with Doechii. Um, but yeah, we'll see what goes on for the rest of the year. I mean, I'm sure for the Oscars. I mean, that's not the Oscar for the Grammys. You probably got to get something in by this next month. Like I think if you really want to be in that consideration. But just for the year at large, yeah, you got to the end of the year to see if somebody drops something. We'll see. I know there's going to be some drops in October and November for sure. There tends to be always September a fall run of good albums in the fourth quarter before Christmas.
Uh,
Stove, where you at? Oh my God, you supposed to drop for my birthday, March. What the hell is going on, Stove?
you already know what's going on,
It
nigga.
might be about my next birthday before I get Stove's album, man. Drop a freestyle, man. Go. This 38 special for me. Do something. Like I need some Stove bars or something. But
Man,
man,
I hate. Uh,
what are you gonna say?
yeah. No, no, no. I'm just, I'm just really, disappointed in you, man.
Yeah, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great.
You know, just
Yeah, it's a little
disappointed
bit.
in you, brother.
And me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said in the year.
No, no, no. Well, in the year, yes, but just
Oh,
disappointing.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to let you down, man. Not bad.
You know, can't believe you
Can't believe I
speak
did
so.
what?
You just you speak so ill of the album of the year, man.
Not though. That's why. I'm trying to help you out, though. I'm really trying to help you out and
Okay, okay.
break
The the
break you
the
out the
the
trance.
the fall off, my guy. The
Uh, let's
rapping was
actually let's actually listen to it though. Let's come back maybe Thursday or next Monday or something like that, and let's say, I listen to the fall off, and then we listen to Iceman, and we'll do that this weekend. Like, you listen to fall off, I listen to Iceman, and we'll come back and be like,
I
listen,
guarantee. I want to put a bet out to everybody right now. I guarantee Chidi's going to hit me and say I can't make it through it. I guarantee. I there. I will, and he's not going to send it to me now because I put it out there to the world. But I know my brother so bad because he's going to be adverse to listening to it with a clean ear.
I did it
He's
already
going
though.
to
I
text
did. I
me
listened to
and
every single
say,
song.
"At the
I did
I
it the first time.
can't
I can do
get."
it again. I can do it again. No, you don't know me that well because I did it the first time, and I went through every single song, and I actually had notepad, and I wrote down what I gave each song. Come on now, Come on, you gotta give me more credit than that. Listen,
I
um,
I I know. I think we had a very great. I know you said exactly what it was going to be. Shebang really took over. Shebang was really good, but
Shebang
uh,
was. I told you
your
early
your
that
baby your
Shebang was
baby
good.
mama ain't post a single was crazy, nigga. I ain't where she at. That shit took off. I did not expect
Wait,
that,
that's
but that
from what
was
song was that?
that's from Birdie, Lil Birdie. I think is that
Okay,
Lil Birdie or is it
Lil Birdie told me.
Lil Birdie is the Kodak joint that he
Okay,
got Lil Bow to. Uh, Iceman. What's that song called?
you talking about Rihanna?
It's uh, it's Burning Bridges. That's what it
Whatever.
is.
You talking about Rihanna?
Burning Bridges. I don't know who it's about
Okay.
because it gotta be.
Yeah, it has
Because
to be.
all of a sudden, when it was, now I see Rihanna on the press tour with Don't Be Dumb. Like, she had concerts and shit like that. And when he said, your baby mine supposed to sing, and she like, I'm at the concert, bitch. You know what I'm saying? uh, but yeah, man,
You got anything
to
about that
your
nigga?
point, to your point, to your point of it the best hasn't been the best year for rap albums, and we still got the back half of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I gotta check out Rome Streets. Rome Streets just dropped some. I definitely gotta check out Rome Street. Matter of fact, while we talking rap music, I'm constantly on I fuck with YouTube music a ton. That's because I pay for YouTube premium. So I get the music that way. So I gotta listen to Rome Streets, Sock it to my pockets. That's new. I gotta listen to it's not rap, but Masego. I gotta listen to that boy
Masego.
bad.
Yeah, I
That
like
boy,
Masego.
that boy, bad boy. So he ain't rap, but that's new music. We gotta tap into him, nigga.
Huh.
Larry June, who copping? Gotta get that.
Mhm.
Gotta tap into Larry June.
Have you listened to
Um,
T.I.'s album Kill the King?
I have not.
I do want to listen to T.I.'s album too before I, you know, judge. I know
Okay.
it. Mhm.
Okay. For those who like this type of music, Icewear Vezo. I fuck with my Detroit rappers, you know what I'm saying? So Icewear Vezo, he got an album that he put out. Um Rich Off Pints 4. Who else dropped something? Akeem Ali. I'm a big fan of him and his rapping style. He put out something new. You know what I'm saying? So um it's
Yeah,
a,
yeah. Thank you
it's
for telling me the Masego because I'm gonna listen to that probably after this pod. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Masego's nice, man.
Yeah.
Masego's nice. I really bang with Masego, man. He got a nice vibe to him. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
does.
Did you hear Little Baby song that I told you about?
Oh
The
no,
one that
I
Pharrell
didn't. You
produced?
you did tell me about it. Did you send it to me?
I ain't sent it to you, but I sent it to you now.
Yeah, you did tell me about it though. Little baby. Okay. He's back. And come on, Pharrell on the beat. I fuck with it.
All right, don't sue.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
shit, that shit, that I ain't gonna hold you. The beat, crazy. That'd be crazy.
You
But
told
I
me.
heard Tierra Whack just dropped the joint with Chad Hugo on the drums, so I gotta go listen to that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tierra Whack, she just put out a joint with Jill Scott where she rapping her ass off and getting busy too. Jilly from Philly got some bars off too. So it's been some really good raps over the I might send it to you on Discord right now.
But bad.
It's been some good it's been some good Lucy's out there, but
Yeah.
um
Shout out to
yeah, man.
oh man, she went viral a couple weeks ago. I forget her name, bro. Um that song My Daddy Died. Ever heard that?
No.
This girl she's so creative. She reminds me of like a combination of like Erykah Badu and like Nicki Minaj. Oh man, what's her name, bro? Her
Damn.
name is Earth Sign Shells. She is very unique. She
Okay.
is extremely unique. So check her out if you guys seen it. Earth Sign Shells. She went like viral with her just her style and her flows and her. It's almost like she's doing slam poetry, but it's on a beat and rapping, and then she like double entendres and triple. She's fire, but she looks crazy sometimes. Like she definitely has like different characters in sense, different inflections, the way she different voices. So it definitely portrays in a certain type of way. So just how check out Earth Shell. She's special.
I'm gonna definitely tap into that for sure.
Yeah.
I like, I like my, when Doja was out here, nigga, I was putting everybody on Doja. And
Yeah.
please go check out and she just dropped something with Lotto. Now
She
Lotto
did.
got a project. I didn't listen to the project Lotto, but I'm gonna watch me a music video with Doja.
Of
And boy,
course.
oh boy,
Shebang.
yo, yeah,
Shebang.
Manish on the beat, my
Manish on
nigga.
the beat. Manish on the beat.
Yo, I don't know what babies do to women, nigga, but a lot of fucking around. She got some XPs, my nigga, from that baby. She got a kid upgrade, my nigga.
Level
Oh
up.
me. She got a kid upgrade.
Yo, babies be doing
yo,
magic.
yo. She fuller than niggas on Thanksgiving, boy. I can tell you that, man. She done fooled
Yeah.
out, man. Oh man. All right, let me get my
Oh
ass out of here before
man.
I get in
Yeah, we'll get
trouble.
up out of here. Okay. Hold on.
She gonna be like, damn, another bitch you looking at? I'm like, damn, I can't look at bitches. You only look at niggas?
Oh man. Oh man. Shoot. Now we'll talk about another day. Some Marvel shit. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. We out of here. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for joining us. Always love. Everything is everything. Keep loving your hearts and spirits because we all need it around the world. Around the world, trying to raise the evolution and consciousness of this planet, bro. See you tomorrow.
Yes. Peace.
With the receipt room, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. What we doing?
You tell me.
What?
We'll
hit me with the jelly.
I,
You about to hit me with the Jalen Ramsey? You tell me. Tell me.
You tell me. You tell me. You tell me.
Yo. Jalen never
Tell
living
me.
that sassy moment down, bro. Just like goddamn Chris Bosh never living down his goddamn. What would make you take the bottle and do like this?
Who did that?
Chris Bosh when he wanted you never saw that
I
meme,
probably
bro?
have, but I put it out the back of my mind. I put it out of my mind. Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. There's a lot of sassiness going to NBA right now. You know what? Thank y'all for listening. We're gonna get up. We're not gonna end stuff on some sass.
It's a ton of sassiness. Like
Thank
Marcellus
y'all for
Wiley say, y'all acting like aunties. Real auntie behavior.
Auntie behavior, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow with Receipt Room. We'll probably teach it on the community page at some point to train down and tap in because we gonna keep the receipts and we're gonna break down something. But do you have something that you want to do?
I got it up right here. So right now, receipt room topics. Okay. We've already done Project 2025. We've already done Live Nation, Ticketmaster, Monopoly. We've already done Who Owns Black Hair Care. We've done Charlie Kirk. We can talk about money trails, right? We can talk about redlining maps, block by block. We could talk about bail bond industry. We could talk about student loan servicers and who lobbied against forgiveness. I mean, that's a big one. We could talk about the NFL's ownership demographics, right? Fully researched. Real numbers on teams' ownership versus player demographics across the league history. We can talk about Negro League and MLB integration, the financial story, you know? Who owns the NCAA media rights?
What is money trails?
That's money trail. That's the category, money trails, where the funding actually comes. Yeah, category money. Yeah, money trails, where the funding actually comes from. That's a category we haven't tapped into. Money trails is something we haven't tapped into.
Give me an A tier one of them. What you want? Pick one out of the pot. Give me an A tier.
Oh, that's for conspiracy. That's for conspiracy.
Right, give me one of the best one out of money trails. What pick one?
Oh, one of the best ones out of money. I mean, the best one out of money trails again is. Huh?
Nothing. What are you gonna say?
No. You said what'd you say? We're in the training camp.
We are in training camp, right? It just started today. So
yeah.
We can talk about ownership in the NFL, maybe.
Okay, I mean we can do that, and then we can bleed that off into an extrapolation of the Rooney Rule conversation.
Okay.
That we've been having. Sure, you know, we can do that. Or we can talk about who owns the NCAA media rights. One of the two. Because you know that Brandon Sorsby story wasn't covered as much as it was supposed to, because you know who owns the media rights. You know what I mean? You know, and you know we in bed with the gambling organizations, and I just saw that Chase Bank put a patch on Ohio State's jerseys. Like, okay. So it's so we
we are so bought, bro. Like this is crazy out here, yo. This is crazy. They own everybody and everything, bro. All right, yeah. Tomorrow we tapping into sports, so we'll just, if y'all fuck with sports and everything like that, tap in tomorrow for the receipt room. We're gonna break down and give y'all the information on everything going on with ownership within the NFL and possibly what's going on in the NCAA as well a little bit. All right, so y'all tap in tomorrow. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We are the culture. We are the zeitgeist. We out this bitch. Peace.
Peace.